thank you for joining me. Well, today I'd like to consider what President Donald Trump actually said about Jerusalem. Uh, Trump's declaration about Jerusalem on the 6th of December 2017 gave rise to instant and almost universal condemnation. Western governments saw it as an unnecessary provocation, guaranteed to set back the prospects of peace negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians, and likely to generate violent protests in the Arab world. And indeed, Muslim condemnation was immediate, although notably muted from Sunni Arab states. But it was at its strongest from Turkey, Iran, and the Palestinian Authority. At a specially convened meeting of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas were vehement in their denunciation of Trump's statement. In calling for it to be reversed or rejected by the United Nations, they solicited world opinion to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Palestine. In extreme Muslim eyes, Jerusalem is a Muslim and Christian city with no Jewish connections to it. They maintain that all evidence to the contrary is based on falsehoods. All the adverse criticism centered on the assumption that Trump had denied Palestinian claims to Jerusalem, in whole or in part, as the capital of a future state of Palestine. Now, is this borne out by what he said or indeed intends? It seems clear that Trump came into office determined not to repeat the mistakes of the past. Quote, "We cannot solve our problems by making the same failed assumptions and repeating the same failed strategies," unquote. That's what he said. So he set up a team charged with looking at the Israeli-Palestinian dispute with fresh eyes and seeking a new approach to solving it. The peace team, led by his son-in-law Jared Kushner, set about their task. Meanwhile, Trump himself looked at the issue of Jerusalem. His argument was that acknowledging the right of Israel as a sovereign nation to nominate its own capital was a necessary condition for achieving peace. But he was very careful to point out that in doing so, and in relocating the United States capital to Jerusalem, he was not taking a position on any final status issues, including the specific boundaries of Israeli sovereignty in Jerusalem, or the resolution of contested borders. In short, while extending United States recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, he left wide open the possibility of a later recognition of the whole city or some agreed portion as the capital of a sovereign Palestine. It's this vital aspect of Trump's statement that has deliberately been overlooked and is never referred to by those unwilling to compromise, or who, against every sort of evidence, maintain that the Jewish people have no historic connection to the Holy Land. In making his announcement, Trump emphasized to his global audience, quote, "This decision is not intended in any way to reflect a departure from our strong commitment to facilitate a lasting peace agreement. We want an agreement that is a great deal for the Israelis and a great deal for the Palestinians," unquote. Jared Kushner and his team have been beavering away for nearly 2 years, building a new peace deal brick by painstaking brick. They've announced that it's virtually complete and are ready to unveil it when the time seems opportune. Yet, without seeing the deal or knowing anything of its details, a Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas has denounced it as, quote, "a slap in the face," unquote, and declared that he would not participate in any peace effort initiated by the United States because of Trump's Jerusalem declaration. He ignores Trump's insistence that the US has taken no position on the extent of Israeli sovereignty in the city or the resolution of contested boundaries. In short, this is rejection for rejection's sake. Taking Trump's word at their face value, there's no reason why to posit just one possibility among many others There's no reason to why a peace deal involving a two-state solution could not be brokered with an agreed contiguous state in the West Bank, achieved by mutually agreed land swaps, and also in due course a link to Gaza. Either the whole of Jerusalem could be a shared capital with Israel, or a Palestinian capital could be created from a new Al-Quds municipality comprising East Jerusalem and its outlying Arab neighborhoods. All that's needed is a will for peace and a clear-eyed view of the possibilities on offer. Well, thank you for listening, and do please join me again next time. Goodbye.